Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea. Lots to get into today. Supposedly, a transfer war for Chelsea striker, currently much maligned striker, Nicolas Jackson. Loads of European clubs, clubs from Saudi Arabia. 3 Premier League clubs in for him as well. What do you do with Jackson? Of course, we'll speak about that a little bit as well. I'll reflect a little bit on what Romano said about Mike Maignan, some conflicting stuff there as well. And coming from L'Équipe, une publication française, talking about how Chelsea enter negotiations with PSG for Randal Kolo Muani. Does that mean we're selling Jackson? Does that mean we're not signing João Pedro? What does it mean? Well, we can speculate, and we're going to do that together today. We're going to look at Randal Kolo Muani's stats as well, so thank you for locking in, thank you for liking this video, thank you for subscribing. If you do choose to subscribe, hit the bell. Again, I said it yesterday, because yesterday was the birthday of this YouTube channel, the 6th birthday. 6 years I've been doing this. Yeah, I just wanted to, for those of you who didn't catch yesterday's video, to the rest of you, just a big thank you for the support over the last 6 years on YouTube. Very, very grateful for it. We've cultivated a great community here in Football Therapy, and I'm very thankful for that. And some of you are back from the podcast days as well, which, you know, a few years before that. So thanks to all the supporters. Let's get into it. All right, then. First of all, yesterday I reacted to Galletti, Italian journalist's story that Chelsea can and will look at Mike Maignan again. Romano said some conflicting things yesterday. He said originally, let's see if Chelsea decides to reactivate the Mike Maignan deal later in the window, or different goalkeepers. They are still being offered goalkeepers on a daily basis, so the Chelsea goalkeeper story might not be over. The situation could be open, let's see. And then he did say it was over as well. And then Sky Sports, which, you know, it's Sky Sports, say it is closed. So what I'm hoping personally, and this is hopium/copium as the kids say, I believe, that this is a briefing from Chelsea, which would represent a negotiation tactic with Milan. Like, yeah, don't worry about that. We're not buying him. It's too much money. See you later. And then they come back and go, all right, 15 million quid. I'm guessing, I'm speculating, I'm hoping, but what does give me the warm fuzzies is Romano confirming Chelsea are looking at goalkeepers, we're being offered goalkeepers. I don't wish a bad thing on Robert Sanchez. I wish him all the best at another football club. Cold, harsh, but football, baby. Right, so loathed as I am to cite Sky Sports, Caver from, oh God, scraping my expensive Galaxy watcher. Nicolas Jackson has been subject of a lot of interest this summer. Most notably, 3 Premier League clubs. Not like, you know, there's clubs in Italy or whatever, apparently a bunch. And that doesn't surprise me at all, but 3 Premier League clubs. And if you're looking at Nicolas Jackson and you're a Premier League club, you've got money, because he's still got 8 years left on his deal from what would have been his 10-year tenure at Chelsea. He's on, like, you know, not tiny wages, but he's on very affordable wages. He will be on like 120k a week or something, you know. He'll be on less than half than what Kai Havertz is on at Arsenal. So he's very affordable, but so that will make him a desirable. He's not priced out of a transfer. That's what they say. Like, look at Rashford right now, and like other players as well. Maybe even, like, you know, I mean, Nico Williams is probably going to get his Barcelona move. But Raheem Sterling, there's one close to home. He's certainly priced out of a move. Jackson isn't priced out of a move. He's on very affordable wages for a player who's got double digits for non-penalty goals in the Premier League in his first 2 seasons, who is seen as a player who works very, very hard, who's incredibly athletic. And as much as he's frustrated Chelsea fans of late, people in football really, really like Nicolas Jackson. He turned 24, like, the other day, so he's still really, really young. He literally turned 24 on the day of his red card. You know, insert joke about wrong kind of card on his birthday. Yeah, people really like Nicolas Jackson. I've sort of been very firm. I wouldn't want to sell him, certainly to a rival, even though he'd probably end up, missing some sitters, getting the odd booking, and then people would go, but he would make that team better. He makes teams better. He's not reached his ceiling. Chelsea like him. Maresca likes him. Although we say Maresca likes him, Maresca was very vocal about that Newcastle red card, about how he's let everyone down. And then he's gone to do that against Flamengo. You'd have to say it's a tricky one. Sorry, I had to take an important phone call there. Yes, so Nicolas Jackson, man, teams like him, coaches like him. He frustrates Chelsea players. You often get this with the supporters of a particular player at a club that see him all the time, see the flaws and the frustrations. The thing is with Jackson, he's got a high ceiling, but he's got a lot of issues that he needs to iron out. Does it surprise me that loads of clubs are interested in him? Absolutely not. Is he the kind of player that Chelsea could sell and really regret selling when he reaches that ceiling? Yes. But at the same time, if you're not selling him to a direct rival, and I know loads of Chelsea fans are done with him, by the way, I've seen it. That might just be them being reactionary, or that might be them having truly cultivated that opinion over the 2 years and they've seen enough. I personally think he's got a lot to offer, but I can definitely see if a club, let's just say Juventus, who apparently looking at him, comes in and says, because Kolo Muani has been on loan at Juventus from PSG, if they say, right, we're going to buy Nicolas Jackson, we'll give, so how much did he cost? I think he's 33 million euros or something, which again is about 29 million pounds. If they offer us 60 million pounds, you double your money or just over. And, Maresca loves Jackson, but inherited him, but we know he loves Delap. What do we do? Do we sell Jackson, make a massive profit to Europe, and then you've got like a Delap and a new guy? Do you do that? So much transfer business can still happen in this transfer window. There's players, of course, we're talking about that hasn't been sorted out. And Nkunku has to go. Is he going to Bayern? What's going on there? Sterling. If you can figure out what's going to happen to Sterling, you are a really creative person. Of course, Joao Felix, we're hoping that Benfica happens. And then you got loans like Carney Chukwuemeka and other people. There's a few that we've already sorted out to Strasbourg, but yeah, man. Nico Jackson, could he be sold? Alright, I'm not going to share the screen here because it's riddled in ants. But yeah, get French football news. For what we'll get Football News France is citing an article from Goalkeeper about Chelsea enter negotiations with PSG to sign Randal Kolo Muani. This will interest some Chelsea fans, this will not. And again, we're trusting L'Equipe, which is a big French sports publication, but we can only react to what is in the headlines. According to a report from L'Equipe, Chelsea have entered into negotiations to sign Randal Kolo Muani, who's 26 years old, so he's not a child, basically. He is a senior striker from Paris Saint-Germain. This summer, the Premier League club want to recruit another centre forward. Well, we've kind of heard that we want to sign an auxiliary forward, so we're keeping Delap, keeping Jackson, unless we're not, of course, and that's reacting to the previous story. And then we're going to look at Joao Pedro, this player that can sort of, if the two strikers are out, like it happened last season, they can pop in, and it's not putting Pedro Neto in there. It's not putting poor young Tariq George in there. You're putting in a player in a Joao Pedro who's done it loads in the Premier League, so he can do it well. That's been the briefing so far. The Premier League club want to recruit another centre forward, and Le Parisien attacker is an option that's being considered by the UEFA Conference League winners. Don't call us that. Can't we be called like the Premier League Giants or the Champions League team? I know I'm pleased we won the Conference League, but I don't want to be, yeah. It almost feels like a backhanded compliment. A neg, I believe the term is. Chelsea are active in the pursuit of several strikers this summer transfer window. Former PSG striker Hugo Ekitike of Eintracht Frankfurt, of course, is another name on Enzo Maresca's side that has been linked with. It's going to cost a lot of money, though, isn't he? The more I hear about Ekitike, analysts and people like that to speak about him, the more whoever gets him is going to get an amazing player. A raw player, but amazing. Maybe similar in some ways to Jackson, but different in the ways that we want. There's another name that's been on Enzo Maresca's list. Ekitike. In pursuit of Kolo Muani, the West London club are set to face competition. Are we? I didn't even know we were in for him until this article. Kolo Muani, who's currently on loan at Juventus, is also wanted by the Serie A club. Oh, so Juve want to buy him. Apparently they're looking at Jackson as well. So they're in for a permanent striker. A loan extension was granted so the France international could participate, of course, in the FIFA Club World Cup. Juventus are hopeful of agreeing on another paid loan with an achievable purchase option to retain his services. Despite the forward stating he is happy in Turin, the door has not been closed with other options, with Chelsea interested in his services. So, okay, so these are in this article, yeah, they're saying Chelsea are interested in his services. And quite literally, the headline is Chelsea enter negotiations with PSG to sign Randal Kolo Muani. Not, expressing an interest or, fluttering our eyelids from across the bar. This is like, not me, obviously. I don't ever have any news sources, but L'Equipe are suggesting we've entered negotiations to sign him. Now that for me is a pretty stern assertion. Let's look at his X-value page here. He is a mobile finisher. He's a ball carrier. He can make key passes. As you can see here, his strongest suits are shooting and dribbling, interestingly. His heat map is all over the gaff. To be fair, he's only played 1,164 minutes, but a positive thing is he's outperformed his XG significantly by over 3 goals. From a non-penalty XG of 3.98, he scored 7 non-penalty goals. So that's 3x. That's elite good finishing. I'm not going to look at his athletic stats because I haven't quite spent time working that out yet. So let's look at his advanced stats. Pretty strong. Non-expected. Non-penalty expected goals. Non-expected. That's Nicolas Jackson stat. Non-expected goals from Nicolas Jackson. Sorry, that's cruel. Right. His polar chart's very strong. Through balls received, good. Dribble, he's a ball carrier. Setbacks, yeah, as you can see, expected threats from carries. Pretty strong. Senior striker boy. He's in the top 10% for goals scored from unexpected. Creation's not great. Apart from his offensive value added, but that will be from his goals scored. And yeah, he's very good at dribbling. Finally, let's look at his understat page for further context from last season. His goals per 90 is elite. Just clicked by wrist there. As you can see, outperforming his expected goals just. But yeah, 0.59, if you call it 0.6, that's, over a goal every other game. That's pretty elite. Well, who should we compare him with? How about the aforementioned Nicolas Jackson? There we go. Better. Not as many assists per 90 as Jackson, but he takes less shots and scores more goals. He overperforms his XG rather than underperforming it. Let's have a look at the other player, Hugo Ekitike, that everyone wants. I feel like Hugo's going to win here. Yeah, so Hugo is very good at everything as a forward wants to do, but as you can see, Hugo, like Nico, is underperforming his expected goals, while maybe the slightly more senior and sensible Kolo Muani scores. Give him the chances, he scores. But everything else, you see Hugo here, of course they're playing in different leagues as well, is very, very strong. And of course Ekitike is younger as well. Incidentally, both French internationals. Right. I'm at the point now where I quite like Chelsea's squad. I know there's a lot of criticism and talks of imbalance, and while I tend to agree in maybe certainly the goalkeeper, that's my big position, you guys know that, I think maybe back up to Cucurella is really important. I do believe, maybe naively, that we are going to use Andre Santos, an amazing player. I do believe we're yet to see the best out of Lavia. So, I mean, I quite like it, Esteval's coming in and yada, 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 and, even Kenda in a year's time, which apparently he looks absolutely mustard. I'm feeling pretty good. So like, if we sign a new striker, I'll be hopeful, but I won't. You know, I'm not going to feel like the squad's a million miles away. But I put it out to you guys. What do you think? Let me know. I will be following all of the developing stories here on Football Therapy, so do keep it locked. I will bring them to you. So like and subscribe. Thank you again for your continued support, mate. And I do hope to see you back here soon. Peace.